Now here to scrutinise the semi-finalists, it's our Friday panel. So please welcome Judge Arlene Phillips, contestant Jimmy Tarbuck, dancer Flavia and singer Katie Melua. Guys, thank you so much for coming in. It's tense stuff, isn't it, Arlene?
Tense. Butterflies all week.
Have you?
Yes.
That's what Craig said. Craig said, I'm no longer sleeping, I'm not really eating, apart from fried breakfast. No. I mean, everyone's getting nervous.
Yeah, I'm so nervous because it's anybody's show. There's no one...
You can't predict it.
You cannot predict it.
Jimmy, are you watching with big interest, thinking, oh, I wish I was still in, or are you sort of quite relieved when you look at these guys doing the Argentine tango?
I'd have liked to have still been in, but I couldn't have done that dance. I mean, they're just terrific. And the standards, I mean, to think you've got a rugby player, a cricketer, and a young lady who did go to stage school, and that must help at this stage. But it's terrific. I mean, it's just very high standard dancing. It's wonderful.
Yeah, properly. Flavia, we've chatted to you, and you can hear. You'll be here to give us your expert view because I'm going to show you all the training. Katie, thank you. You're going to listen to the music and see whether it suits the dances, because I think the choice of song is all important, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's essential. I think it's what gives the piece, you know, watching it visually, and you know, when you have a musical thing attached to it, it gives it emotion. And yeah, it's definitely very important.
OK, let's look at them one by one. First up, it's Mark and Karen's quick step.
This week, it's one last big push to try and train as hard as I can. With the quick step, it's very up-tempo. You bounce around the floor. I want to learn the routine as best I can so that when I walk out on Saturday night, you know, that I can just hopefully enjoy the experience.
He's learning it. You liked his waltz, but he has admitted that he prefers the Latin to the ballroom. How is this looking, Arlene?
Well, it's hard because I'm only at the moment seeing his upper body. I need to see the feet and see whether he's just lightly tripping across the floor. He looked a bit flat-footed there. He needs to get up on the balls of his feet. It's got to be very, very light, the quick step. You've got to just like fleeing across the floor, and that looks very heavy at the moment. You feel like if I could put the fast forward button on, it would help. He would just bounce. OK, but he's still rehearsing. He's got 24 hours to go. Jimmy, what do you think of Mark? I mean, when you first, you know, part of show one, he came out and did his cha-cha, did you think, you know what, this boy's going all the way?
Well, it was just the gang of us, wasn't it? And I bumped into Spoonie today in London. It was just the gang of us, and we thought, oh, well, we'll see. And then you see the marked improvement. And as the judges said, his Latin American, he's terrific. He is great at that. Of course, he's a big, good-looking lad, isn't he, as well? Yeah.
Katie, this is what they're doing their quick step to. Yes? I'm trying to read your mind.
Well, I think I like it. I think this. I mean, the song is brilliant, and it's obviously Ray Charles, which is amazing. But I think looking at the dance, it needs to be a little bit more kind of staccato and light, and a little bit more kind of fleeting in a sense. So, I mean, it will probably go, but because of those reasons, it might not slightly. It might jar a little bit.
I've never used the word bye-bye.
No, no, not it quite. In a semi-final, you say hello, hello. Unfortunately, that Lionel Richie song, very low tempo. Let's have a look at Emma and Darren's salsa.
When Darren first started showing me the steps of the salsa, it really worried me. It's very fast, spins. I get dizzy and feel a bit sick. So it just took me a while to feel relaxed with them, but now I do. Yeah, I just feel quite comfortable with the dance. I'm really looking forward to performing this one.
She found it tricky, but now she's loving it. What does it look like to you, Arlene?
Just a bit too much up and down. The wonderful thing about the salsa with all the wonderfully tricky feet is you have to keep on a level, and the man has to lead you, and sometimes Emma looks like she's dancing for herself. And I'm not feeling that he, you know, she goes into the turn, he has to, it's one of those lead and follows. We have to see the man leading. You can't take control. OK. Jimmy, what do you think of Emma's progress? Pretty amazing too.
She has done just brilliant. You know, as I said before, repeating myself, the three of them have done great, and she is showing a lot of expertise. But I think it did help that she went to a stage school when she was younger. No doubt about that.
Flavia, what's Emma wearing?
For the salsa, Emma's wearing a passion pink dress, very low at the back, and it's going to have an amber colour frill skirt, which will sort of bring out the hip action that you need in the salsa.
Yeah, that looks saucy. Katie, this is what they're doing the salsa to. Is that good?
Well, I think, yeah, I suppose so. I mean, the lyrics themselves are quite sort of, you know, sexual and positive in a kind of sensual way. So that will suit it. I think on a rhythmical level, it's sort of 80s drums, and I hate 80s drums. So I think it will go on some level lyrically, but I think salsa is supposed to be more kind of...
It's a bit slow. That's why I can see now why she's going up and down. Because you can't keep...
Look, Flavia's also nodding.
But you can't do it. You cannot keep that even footedness.
We all understood what you mean. Let's have a look at Matt and Lilia's foxtrot.
Lilia is now getting quite fussy about my foxtrot, the technical aspects and the little intricate details which are important. To actually learn the steps and get through it is, at this stage, probably the easiest part of it.
They're training hard. How does it look to you, Arlene?
Well, again, I'm looking at his upper body, and he has the most marvellous upper body line.
Yeah.
The pigeon toes are not the most attractive feet I've seen in this year. I don't like his feet.
No? Well, they look quite cute. They look humorous in slippers.
Yeah, but, you know, when he steps...
Let me go to another professional. Flavia, how does the foxtrot look to you?
Well, as Arlene said, actually, he's got a great top line. It's so difficult for somebody who's never done Born before to look like that. So it's absolutely brilliant. It's looking quite smooth. I think they could probably work, you know, the last couple of hours on making it a little bit smooth, a little bit more sort of gliding across the floor.
Okay.
And that will probably help with his footwork as well.
You want gliding? This is what they are dancing to.
Well, it's a marvelous night for a moon
Yes?
dance.
Yeah, definitely.
You happy?
Yeah, because I think that the genre like really sits well together.
Yeah, Arlene's so happy she put her arms in the air randomly,
I did.
which we like. Let's have a look at their Argentine tango training because it looks so exciting. First up, Mark and Karen. Now, you said that you were feeling good about them, Flavia.
Yes, I did. Yes, I think as long as he can, Mark can put a little bit of performance into it on the actual day.
Yeah.
But he looked quite natural. He did seem to find it quite natural.
Jimmy, what do you think of this? I mean, it's tricky, and I think he lifts her up in a minute.
Oh, my God.
I know. They're allowed 3 lifts. I mean, you see, all of that, you've got to be impressed, no?
I'm really impressed.
Yeah?
If I'm hypercritical, when he stepped back, he just sort of picked his foot up. And the thing about Argentine tango, you have to love the floor.
OK, oh, look, Karen's loving the floor. You can't argue with that.
She is.
She's worshipping it. Yes. Let's have a very quick look at Emma and Darren's tango as well, just because I want you all to be prepared for tomorrow. Let's have a look. There we go. Spinning round, Flavia?
Yeah, it's looking good. I think their arms are probably a little bit high for the Argentine tango. It would be good for, if they could sort of bring their arms and their top half down a little bit, so it's a bit more grounded.
OK.
It looks a little bit high to me.
All right, we don't have time to show you Matt and Lilia's, but I can play you what Matt and Lilia are doing the Argentine tango to. It's Grace Jones. Who's excited about that? Hands up.
I like that one.
Really exciting.
Yeah, good music. Yeah, great music. Yeah.
Are you happy?
2 hands.
Guys, thank you so much. You've been a brilliant panel. Thank you very much. Arlene, Jimmy, Flavia and Katie. Thank you.
Thank you.